figure out where I can set it here. See if I'm getting a good shot of it. Let's see. Pretty good. Go further back a little bit here. See that there. Yeah, that's better. So basically, everything's cleaned up. New cooler's already in. I had to re-O-ring that. I'll show you the old stuff here in a second. Basically, everything's cleaned up, ready for resealing. Gonna have to do that one, but first we gotta do this one. So show you how we do it. Not that complex, it's just making sure we don't have any deviations in any of the gaskets. And I feel like I'm kind of rushing. I don't like to feel like that. I know I've had it for a month now because I have the receipt that you never took. But we're making good headway. That's the most important part. And from what I see, I believe that it is the cooler, and I'm crossing my fingers that it is. So, most important thing at this point is getting this new O-ring set in and getting this guy back together so we can put it back in. Making sure it doesn't fall out now that it's flipped over. Just triple checking everything. And we're going to clean it up more. It's just making sure she sets right. So voila. That's on there. Like I said, I'm going to hit it with more brake cleaner. I've already gone through half a case of brake cleaner cleaning stuff, and that is not cheap. So, and what you're looking at is basically a complete tear down and rebuild of the oil cooler. It's not just replacing that one part and saying, oh, you're good. It's making sure that everything is good, so that there is no question that it was fully rebuilt. That's what I got, was the rebuild kit. So smaller ones went over there, bigger ones are going here. It's very bolt specific. Big guy, big guy. Big guy. Make sure you get a good line up here. You got 1, 2, 3 little guys here. Hit the big guys first, then we go after the little guys. T30, it's T40. Where's my T30? These T40s? No, T45s. T45, sorry. so you don't want to kill it. It's just a seal, so ever so gingerly. And these should have been a T30, T35. Where are you? T27. Where's my T30 at? It's always disappearing on me. I just had it here. Alright. These little guys. That's it. I'm just going to reseal this one. Come off. Now this one's O-ring to that big port, and you could see the mess in there, so that's why I'm confident that it probably is the cooler. So certain parts you could see it, certain parts you couldn't, so it's pretty rare for it to go that way, but like I said, fingers crossed. Don't ask me about the audio, because I got my earbuds in. I don't know which one it's recording from. Brand new, everything's new. No fucking around or joking here. Last one. Well, second to the last one. This guy here. That's for the top. Now this is actually where the oil filter sits. So, and I have one more. This is for where the fuel filter goes in here, but that won't go on till I put that back together. So, I might have to do that oil filter part last. Try to get this in correctly. For you to see here. There we go. Now this one's a nice pinch in, so you don't really worry about this one falling out at all. I'm not saying it can't, but it pinches in nice and solid. This is more like a valve cover gasket style of gasket, so it's not as sensitive as those O-rings. You have to be careful even when you just touch these, because they can stretch so easily. This is for my man Paul, his 05 F350. We're doing the oil cooler because he was told that's what it was. I'm a little concerned it might be cylinder head, but we're going to cross our fingers. This is a viable possibility, but it's just weird that I only see it on one side when normally you see it on both. Meaning I only see it on the coolant side, not on the oil side. The oil's clear. So it's just funny to me. And normally when an oil cooler goes, you see it on the oil side. And voila, no biggie. Well, it is a biggie, but you know, making sure that it's all right and tight. I'm sure nobody else wanted to touch it, but I'll do it. All sealed up, ready to go back in. I'm just going to change that hose, and that's it. And that's a coolant hose that runs right to the intake. That's the old oil cooler. That's all the old gaskets and everything. So you get to see everything that was done, and she's sitting pretty and perfect, ready to go. So all we got to do now is put that back in first to make sure it's perfect, and then we can slide the intake. Got to clean the gasket areas. Still got a lot to do, but just getting this far is far.